let's just have a quick look at my 1980 Honda CB750 Super 4 Cafe Racer. For those of you who don't know, I built this bike from the frame up myself in a small little garage. Most of what you see here is home built in my garage, and it was the first time I did something like this. From this project we moved on to the Beetle, which we'll get to in a little while, but let's quickly see what's happening with this motorcycle. So on the last one we actually charged up the battery a little bit. We actually did get it running, but as you can see there are quite a few things that need working on, and she was spitting fuel through the outlet there, so I think just a little few tweaks we can get the bike running again. Got most of it running, I would say about a year ago, and unfortunately never got to really enjoy it. Wonder if the light still works. Let's see. Yeah, all good. So I think it should be quite easy to get her back up and running. Just like maybe a service. Sorry about the light there. I can only give you what I'm working with, but you can see a little bit of corrosion. Some of those bolts actually rusted up. I want to get those replaced. The corrosion isn't great, so we'll have to make a plan with that. Get these all tightened up again. You can see it started to come loose there. It was always a temporary fix. I think a new rear tire as well. There's a mirror supposed to go in there, so we're just gonna 3D print something to close it up. I want to relocate the hooter as well. Hooter, yeah, I want to relocate that as well. It definitely, does not work there. It kills the whole vibe. Maybe readjust a little bit at the front. I think we need to close up this gap as well, because we did use the original tack. You can see the driving lights are still working nicely. This was a makeshift brake light. We'll 3D print something this time that fits into the cowl perfectly. In here you can also see water has taken a little bit of strain on it. I gave these a chance. They're quite expensive here, but definitely rusted up quickly. The K&Ns are holding on nicely. I think that's just dirt that just sat there. Chain's still looking good. Yeah. Cabling. There was some cables that pulled out over here. I think that's the neutral light, if I'm not mistaken. If you pull in the clutch, but we'll just confirm. I think new spark plugs are always a good idea. I think I'm going to also have to take off the carbs and clean them up. Get these all off, cleaned. Maybe gaskets aren't leaking, so maybe I can try and do it on the bike itself. Filters we're going to try and clean up, but I think it's going to be a replacement. Just the rusty bolts there. You can see this also didn't hold up very nicely. We'll get that sorted. Back here it's all good. I do want to find a different way to quick release the cowl from the back. Obviously new brake lights. We need to redo the exhaust. It needs a little bit of touch up. A few cables could be better suited there, better seated, and just a general cleanup. Okay, so we've given the battery just a quick charge. I think the battery might be gone. Getting very low amps on it, but let's just see if it does make a difference. Put to run. It could be the battery. There's also no fuel coming out. There's usually a little bit of fuel. So maybe we don't have fuel. I'm not seeing any fuel. There's a little bit. Morning guys, so today we're going to be working on the bike just a little bit more. Quickly grabbed some fuel for us to put into the tank just to see if that motorcycle will start and if it's a fuel issue. So the Beetle we'll be working on a little bit later, but for now let's get fuel into that tank and we'll see if she starts up, or at least fires, because I do think we're just missing some fuel, but also the carbs are definitely in need of a tune-up. So let's get on to that. That should be more than enough fuel to see if it is what's causing the problem. Close it up nice and tight, and we'll be back to do the battery. It sounds pretty good. Let's try and get more fuel through. Okay, good. That's a weird sound, we'll figure that out. Without any choke. Okay. Fuel is flowing out, as you can see. That is not supposed to happen. It's specifically this bowl. I believe the float isn't closing. So, I don't know if you can see that. Fuel on the floor. Let's give her a second just maybe for the fuel to dry up out of the carbs. We'll try this in a second. I think we've drained the battery again. Fuel's definitely pouring out. It's the second bowl as well. So the bowls are drained. And we've drained the battery. Not giving any fuel. I'm going to do this one more time, no fuel. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm definitely flooding. So it's definitely carbs, 100% the carbs. Okay, got it running at least. That is the important part. Okay, so we've got the bike running, but as you can see, look at all that fuel. Carbs definitely need some love. Battery should be good. If the carbs don't give issues, the battery's still pulling through, but look at all that fuel wasted. It's definitely these carbs. At least we know. I think that was the goal. So questions, what's wrong with the bike? Answer, carbs are in desperate need of a tuning, most likely cleaning up maybe some work to be done. It's quite difficult on these bikes because they've got the 4 carbs. You can kind of see them there. They also need to be synchronized, which I don't have that tool. So I'm going to try and take it apart, but I'll have to be very careful. Okay, so that's the plan for the next video, is getting that carb off there and seeing why the balls aren't closing. But I'm glad she's starting up again. We'll move over to the Beetle for the rest of the day, and that will be coming out shortly. Good to know the bike's back.